Puff and Pass! Yo, welcome to the season finale of Puff and Pass.
Yo.
Yours truly, Skeptic the Rapper.
It's Red. What's up, everyone?
It's Rachel. Hello.
Hi, it's Bella.
Yeah, Bella.
Before we get into it today, homies, you know the shit. You know the go. A little bit of a content warning. Might be bringing up some shit that makes you feel weird, icky, might make you feel a certain way. If you need someone to talk to, pause whatever time. You can come back to it, man. It's a podcast. We're here. We're not going anywhere. It's pre-recorded, my dude. We ain't going anywhere. You need a minute? Take a fucking minute. It's all good. It's all good. We don't mind. We'll be right here.
For sure.
Waiting for you.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but today we'll be continuing off some of last week's questions that were sent to us anonymously by the youth audience.
Sorry, guys. Just dying
Bit of smoker's cough, So we've got a few questions to kind of sum up last week's episode. Fucking how good was that episode, man?
So good.
My favourite episode. I don't know about
Likewise.
My favourite episode. So far, anyway.
Yeah,
that was fucking sweet,
agreed.
man. Yeah, we've got a couple questions to go over today. Then we're just going to kind of summarise,
Yeah, our thoughts and feelings, how we think it all went, what we enjoyed most, and just our experience in general.
Maybe what's going to look like in the future and shit, have a bit of a chat.
Potential branches, you know how it is.
And just debrief, catch up over everything and see how we're feeling. So, yeah, that being said, I've just got them written down today. So
yep, sweet.
I'll just shoot
no
them your
more
way.
of the rustling bucket.
Nah, no more. That
was my favourite part. I didn't even like the question. I just like rustling.
Just rustling? It felt like you're on a game show or something.
Yeah, no,
it's
exactly.
fucking cool, man. So we're going to get into it, guys.
Question 1.
Fucking big one here. God damn. What's the worst high that you guys have ever had?
No shit.
Bit of a trigger warning. This one's deep. This is deep to take off this episode. But my worst ever high or experience with drugs, I don't even know what I actually took because I was in a fucked up mental state and I was like, I'm ending it today, man. Like, I was deep shit, like on some real shit. I was fucking done. I was young. I think it was just high school shit. Didn't know who I was, didn't know what I wanted to be.
Yeah,
everything got a bit much. We're living at this house at the time. Me and my mum are staying in between my mother and father's house, and at my mum's there was like an old medicine cabinet there. And like there was just all different pills and shit.
Just abandoned medications.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, well, your mum, she can't take medication, man. Like Panadol gets your mum high.
Yeah, man. Sends her just white man medicine is what she calls it. It is just she gets high off of it, does her head in. So it's like not even her medicine really, even all the shit in this cupboard. It's this lady that we're living with at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure most of it was just like fucking expired like heart pills and like it was just not even shit that would get you high,
just
man.
Basic.
Yeah, it was probably just old like 10-year-old Panadol, if I'm honest with you. Like I wasn't but I took like 100 capsules like of whatever I took. It was fucked up. And so I had a well thought out plan. Don't worry, it's a happy ending, obviously.
Yeah.
So I had a well thought out plan. I wrote my little note and I was like, fuck everyone, I'm done. Went to Woolworths and I stole some shit. I think I stole like an energy drink, some food or something. I don't know. I think I...
Really? You plan on spending your last moments of your life?
Yeah, that's
I would have robbed the store and you're just getting an energy drink.
I don't know. I had little dreams, man. Little aspirations. You know what I mean? Yeah, I went and got myself a fucking Monster and shit. Actually, I bought light bulbs to smash because I was angry. Fuck you. I'm going to smash some light bulbs.
Break things.
Yeah. So I stole some light bulbs and I went to the park, smashed them with a note there. I took all the drugs and like passed out. I was like in and out of consciousness. Regardless of what I took, it fucked with me.
Yeah.
Like I had that much. It was, like I said, probably all just old expired medication. But anyway, I wake up. It's kind of darker now. I wake up and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I feel like I'm 500 kilos. I'm sweating. I'm vomiting. Like, I feel like shit. And I'm like, I'm going to die here if I don't do something. And all of a sudden it went from I want to die to, oh my God, I'm going to fucking die if I don't move. And
I need to save myself now.
No, yeah. So the next 40 minutes of desperation was really fucking, like, quite sad to think about. I dragged myself to the Arndale shopping centre. I was at a fucking bike park, probably about 10-minute walk, but it took,
40-minute drag.
yeah, but a 40-minute drag.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me a while to get there. I got back to Arndale. I called my mum on my friend's phone. I was like, Mum, I was at a party, and it was like 1 o'clock on a fucking Monday. I'm like, Mum, I was at a party, and I took something, and it was bad. Like, someone spiked me or something, Mum. Like, I knew I needed help. I didn't want to tell her. I tried to fucking,
obviously
suicide. Like, that's ridiculous. So I didn't want to go tell her that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I told her I got spiked, and anyway, I went back to my mum's, and I slept for 4 days, bro. And I only woke up to vomit. I didn't eat. I didn't go to the toilet. I didn't communicate. Like, I was fucked, bro. An actual zombie. It was some crazy shit. And like, that really opened my fucking eyes to me, man. Like, it went from a stupid, like, obviously it wasn't a stupid little game. Like, it was some serious shit that I got to that point that I felt like that. And like, thankfully it went the way it did, and I didn't get my hands on something that could have, resulted in a different ending.
Yeah.
But yeah, just that day was fucking eye-opening. Like, I was 12, man. Like,
When you realised that all of those thoughts were just like irrational at the moment, like at that point in
that's
time.
it was just anger, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a lot of, and it just exploded.
Yeah.
Like, out of nowhere, just kind of fucking
Those
kaboom.
feelings of like anger and then hopelessness when they mix together, and you're like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man.
But
I
it's
don't know.
so temporary.
Yeah, it was just this crazy moment. And in like the span of 2 hours, I went from, this is it, I'm going to go steal my last can of energy drink, because why the fuck not? I went from that to like, shit, help me, Mum. Like, I want to see my brother again. I want to see my dog again. Like, I was having all those stupid little thoughts. And like, it probably wouldn't have killed me because I didn't go to the hospital. Mum just gave me some water and looked after me, made sure I was clean and everything, let me sleep. I literally slept for 4 fucking days.
She just babied you.
Yeah. Like, I just came fresh out the womb, mate. That's exactly what it was like. Yeah,
babied.
I was equally as sticky too.
Oh, I'm fucking sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mate. I
Just had to
promise
wipe
that.
you
It
down
was
and
ridiculous.
burp you and watch you vomit on the
man.
shirt.
Wet cloths and shit was fucking
Just meh.
ridiculous. Yeah, I haven't had that bad of an experience with drugs since that age, luckily.
Yeah.
It's probably because you did that to
Yeah,
yourself.
fucking oath. So yeah, that was my own, not stupidity again. There's a lot of fucking layers to why I did what I did, but yeah, I wouldn't change it, obviously. I'm happy in a way I went through it because, it's really changed my mind about how, nothing's a joke. You can't just throw shit away like that. Life's not something you can just throw away in the spare of a moment thought,
And another, the thing is as well, like you don't regret it because obviously it made you who you are.
Yeah, fucking know.
You can't regret things. Regret is such a useless waste of time.
That's it,
Agreed.
man. I learned from it. It was like colliding with the brick wall face first at 150 kilometers an hour.
Just like that brick wall was just fucking logic.
Yeah, but it was needed, man. So that's.
We all need a reality check.
Yeah, I don't really know what else to add to that. It was a fucked up experience. I was really young. Thankful to be at this
How
table.
young?
12, bro. I reckon 12,
Shit.
11. It was my first year of high school, and I got into high school young because of how early my birthday's in the year. So I was just 12, if that was just 12. I was fucking young. Yeah, it was crazy. And just thankful I'm here talking about it instead of my friends talking about it here for me. You know what I mean?
No shit.
You know what I mean? So yeah. Thanks for listening.
Oh. I don't think I can actually. I was gonna say my worst would have just been because obviously I haven't taken anything. I've never overdosed on anything. None of that. But just honestly, my first cone was the fucking worst.
Yeah.
Of my life. It was like losing my hearing, everything spinning in this room that almost looked larger than it was. And I remember like this one kid sitting there going, think fast, and he threw something at me. And I just remember it hitting me in the fucking face. I didn't think, I didn't move. It just hit me.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Just, yeah.
Think fast. How about think it all, bro?
Yeah, no, my brain was like, just, nothing was happening. And it was just, I remember a chick filmed it as well, which really threw me off because I was like, why would you do that to someone else in general?
Yeah, why would you pick on someone like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And it's like, oh, let me replay it and just like blackmail you with it. It's like, so, I mean, that was about my only thing. It's more the people just made everything much worse.
Yeah.
Then and it was like when I was like, no, okay, I'm done. I want to go to bed. Everyone's like, no, have another one.
See,
It's like,
and
no.
that's that being in a safe fucking environment.
Exactly.
With good friends,
It was.
man.
I had completely misjudged the situation, and I will say now that I look back on it, and it's like those people weren't the greatest. I remember one day my mum called me while I was there, and she was like, send me the address, and he goes, I'm not gonna. Why would I give someone out my address? I'm like, dude, it's my mother.
Yeah.
It's like if you can't give an address to someone else's parent, why are you letting people go over there?
Yeah, fucking orange.
And it's just it was like the sort of it was the constant peer pressure that got me into weed. I will say that now.
Yeah.
It was the constant peer pressure from like that one friend in particular and a couple other people that just so that's why I was in said unsafe environment, and it was such a it almost felt degrading.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Just almost like I got put on the spot for no apparent reason to do something I didn't want to do. And I suppose, I mean, obviously I can't regret because, hey, here I am now.
Yeah.
But just some of those people, it's like, I wish I didn't interact with those people.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Got me into positions, but
definitely.
Hey, we all grow.
It's all a part of it, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I like to think, I don't know if this is just my little coping mechanism or whatever to deal with the fucked up shit that's happened to me, but I like to think that before you begin your life, there is a pre-written contract with whatever higher fucking thing you want to call it, whatever it is, whether it's fate or science or God or whatever. I believe there's a contract pre-written before you come here. Everything you go through, dumb shit like losing your smokes. Like, I'm talking the dumbest, littlest things. Everything happens for a reason. Every single fucking moment, every meal you pick, every outfit you wear, every step you take, every morning you get out of bed, every fucking decision you make, every action that is taken, everything that happens, job opportunity, personal, school-wise, it all happens for a reason. It was pre-written. The best you can do is hold on tight, motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's the best you can do is just hold on tight.
I will say, though, that negative-ass friend that I don't enjoy having to call a friend, it is the only reason that I'm with my partner today. So it's like something positive did come from
For sure.
that negative.
Man. Sweet.
Yeah.
Good on you. Even my experience, I can relate from that. Like, I would not be I'm so thankful for my life.
Yeah, when negative things have gotten you to a positive result at the end with growing from it instead of letting it destroy you.
Fucking oath, bro. That's it. You get to determine how things affect you.
Exactly.
You get to determine how you grow. You are your biggest limitation.
My favorite is like when you have a negative thought, it's like, who told you it was negative? It's just a thought.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. Good shit. I really like that.
On that same sort of side as your thing, I've had experiences like that, but I wouldn't even necessarily, for me, call that a high because that was not my intent for those things.
Awesome, man. Good. You weren't trying to get high.
No. Yeah. There was other reasons behind it, and I'm just not going to go into that.
Yeah, fucking
But I think this is a little bit more lighter, like lighthearted, I guess. My really worst high was when I had quit smoking smoking weed for quite a while. At least months or probably more than a month. And
I remember that actually. That was a big phase. Yeah, it was awesome.
But I was with some friends and they smoked. And there was no pressure for me to smoke. They didn't pressure me or anything.
Yeah.
But I wanted to have a smoke. And one of my friends, he had chopped up and then he had a smoke and then he died. And I was like, oh, it might just be my bong. Like, it's all good. And then I go have one and then I just keep coughing and dying. And then my other friend pointed out that he didn't actually mix it. So we both had had straight bongs, and I swear to God, that was horrible. Like, I could just feel like my whole body being like just filled with like anxiety. I felt like I was gonna die.
Yeah, that
I was like, I need to go to the hospital. I'm about to die.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
But it was all good in the end because I just, I was pretty high, and then I just started talking about things that I thought were funny.
Yeah.
And
the other side effects of being high on pot.
And it was that was really fun,
So
actually.
it mellowed out.
It mellowed out,
Yeah.
but
Just started off like highly stressful.
Yeah.
yeah, but it was all good. And my friends were very supportive and
sure.
looked after me
No, good
and
stuff.
just helped me through that anxiety that I was feeling
Fuck yeah,
at the
man,
time.
That's what you need. Someone to ground you.
Yeah,
That's why Ty was talking about in one episode having a trip sitter.
Yeah.
Having someone who can sit there, someone who's been through it before, someone who can, and it's trip sitters, people like that need to have a few basic things like fucking empathy.
Yeah.
You need to understand human emotion.
Responsibility.
It's not fun to watch your friends sit there and go, I'm gonna fucking die. That's not funny.
No.
That's
Yeah,
not fun.
no.
That's
Oh,
not
it's
entertainment, mate. If you're feeding your dregs, if you're feeding,
Don't feed your drugs.
if you're feeding your friends drugs to watch them and you're not helping their high, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's lame.
You're an asshole.
Your dog and the boys, yeah, that's some lame shit. Just to jump in on that, that is
Yeah.
some lame shit, man.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, but yeah, I'm just grateful to have people around me that were going to look after me,
Of course.
and not let me get to a point where I would start to freak out, because also too I felt bad in myself for breaking that,
Yeah, for like relapsing.
yeah. even though I shouldn't have, because I didn't smoke all the time and I only wanted to just have it again, just to as friends.
Yeah,
sort of
awesome.
thing.
Just a little social. You
Yeah.
felt comfy, everyone was having a good time.
Yeah.
You were like, you know what, I feel safe enough to use here. I'm with
Yeah.
good enough people. I feel, comfy enough
Yeah.
to do that. I'm going to give it a try.
Yeah.
And yeah, luckily you were right, and you were
Yeah.
with good people, and you were with people that cared about how that went for you.
Yeah.
So it's a good example of that. That just because initial bad high doesn't mean the whole night's going to be bad, or the whole trip's going to be bad, or whatever.
And how the people around you handling it
that's
as
it.
well.
It can pull you
how-
out of it or make
'cause
it worse.
It's like, for her, good people, good instance. Me, got a
Bad people.
football thrown at face. Like,
yeah, no,
it's
exactly.
just, it's so...
Exactly, man.
Oh, was it?
There's two sides, yeah.
That was a word. It's
For
gone.
sure.
Yeah.
I'll leave it to you now.
I got two very short stories. The first one was the second time I did acid. I love acid, man. I do it every couple of months. For my personal experience, very fun. But the second time I did it, it was not fun, man. Everything just turned to like a very like pale white. Colors weren't processing in my mind properly. I'm freaking out, and it's like the unspoken law, like. You shouldn't read about your symptoms online. Like, never Google your... when you're sick...
Don't
and you,
WebMD yourself.
Yeah, and you Google why you have a sore throat, and it turns out you have cancer, and shit from Googling
Is
it.
it a lump
you've
or
been
a bump?
Yeah,
You've been sword swallowing or some shit.
Yeah, so I'm Googling stuff about LSD halfway through my trip. Worst idea I ever had, because it's like, you can get fake LSD, you wouldn't even know the difference between it, except it can kill you. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna die.
You wouldn't know the difference except when you're dead.
Yeah. I thought I was in this room for 40 minutes with the walls just closing in on me. I was in there for 5 fucking minutes, if that.
Shit, bro.
And I just like, by the end of the night it was fine, because I left the house I was at, and I just, it happened to be a blood moon that night. And for some reason
Like
it just...
the werewolves coming out.
It just somehow I didn't put that together, and I just I was very peaceful by the end of the night, but everything leading up to it was not worth that 2 minutes of bliss I had at the end.
Good on you, man.
My second worst high, this is after I quit smoking weed for months. I hadn't had anything. And we get invited to this party in Bel Air, and I'm supplying drinks for everyone because I had a bit of cash on me at the time, and I'm getting drunk. Love it. I have a problem with talking to any girl who looks at me. So I'm, talking to the ladies as I try to do. I'm not saying I'm good at it, but at least I tried.
Well, I give it a go.
I'm chatting, I'm making shitty jokes, I'm telling shitty stories, same old. And then out of nowhere, I don't know why, but everyone's hitting the bong. I'm like, fuck it, hit me up. Hit that bong, and I go from being like the most sociable, loudest person at the party to being the only guy who's not talking and just doesn't want to talk. I'm paranoid, I'm overthinking shit like I'm saying, shit like that. And that's when I realized I don't like weed anymore. Because I know that sounds good, but it was a shit high for me, because I went from having a really good time to being super
Just
antisocial.
ruined the rest of your night.
It really did. It just put me off, man. And I wasn't talking to anyone. I was barely talking to my friends at that point, So, yeah. That's pretty much my
Hectic,
two worst
man.
experiences.
Hectic. That's rough.
Second one being sort of good because that's when I realized I don't like weed. I
Yeah,
haven't-
but it sucks that it took a negative experience to for you to conclude.
Yeah, it couldn't
sure.
have just been. It wasn't just you going, "Yeah, I don't want to smoke this anymore." It was you
Yeah.
going, "This is horrible.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
sucked.
want to do this
Yeah,
anymore."
it
Yeah.
sucked. Yeah, very sucked. Yeah.
So yeah, your relapse triggered a fuck that.
Yes.
Literally,
Yes.
is fuck this
No,
shit.
good shit.
Yeah,
good shit.
exactly that. Actually. Yeah.
Just another one because I'm just kind of remembering this. Like I said, I
Jog in the
haven't.
memory.
Yeah, I haven't thought about a lot of this shit in a long time because of the whole. That was really bad. You know, when you're able to talk about it. So my mum took me out one time. It was my first time being high in public.
Oh no.
And Mum went to go buy me a new phone that day. So we go to West Lakes. I walk into the shops and I'm like, Mum, everyone's looking at me. And she's like, what? Said everyone is staring at me. They all know I'm high. They're going to call the police. And Mum's like, you need to calm the fuck down. I'm like, no, Mum, you need to get me out of here. I need sunglasses.
I need to leave.
Yeah, like, well, I need a passport, plane ticket. Yeah, man. Like, I was on some sketchy shit.
I need to
Anyway,
sketch it.
anyway, we go to get this phone. Don't ask me how the fuck, because I've tried to recreate the situation now that I'm interested as an adult. I set up my phone for someone who was not only Japanese, but blind and deaf.
No fucking
I set
shit.
up my phone for someone who spoke fluent Japanese and was blind and deaf, so it wasn't interactive like a normal person. My mum spent like $400 on the phone that day, and I ended up breaking it because I was that frustrated and I set it up that dodgy. I never got to use my phone, so I was that high and that fucked up that day. I just remember the paranoia and the ruining $400 all in one day.
No
The
shit.
only good thing I had that day was my McDonald's feed. Never forget. I was on a different planet. That was fun. But fuck me, man. Paranoia on
It's a serious
marijuana.
fucking
For
problem
sure,
for
for
some
sure.
for some people.
That's
Especially-
literally why I quit.
Yeah.
Because my
I-
paranoia
In fact,
was
yeah.
so bad.
Never had a problem with it.
That's what my two bad stories were based off of.
Paranoia.
Was just being paranoid,
Yeah, man.
overthinking.
I've never had that whole, are you trying to fucking kill me? Are you a spy? Are you going to stab? Like, I've never had that, but I've had that, Mum, everyone's looking at me. No one was looking at me. Maybe a few people were, because by this point I'm going, everyone's looking at me. So maybe a few people were. Yeah, so maybe now there was
Yeah.
people, but no one was looking in the first place.
Yeah,
You know what I
before
mean?
you
For
made a
sure,
scene.
for sure.
you
Yeah,
know?
that's it. But just remembering that one, that's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Wow, this one's an onion. I like
give
our
it-
onion
I love
questions.
onions.
Question number 2. You guys ever seen, was it Danger Dolan?
Oh,
Number 15.
Have you seen
chili
YouTube?
cheese fries?
Yeah.
Have
Oh
you
my
seen,
God, yes.
Chills? Oh,
No.
he has the most
The creepy
annoying
pasta
voice.
guy.
No, this guy, and he has these like number 15.
Yeah.
Like, and
Maybe
then he
that's
goes,
the guy I'm
and he
thinking of.
goes like, "Oh, if I saw that," it's just like
I
too
can't.
much for
I
me.
can't.
His voice is too annoying.
Yeah, this actually is a bit of an onion of a question. The question is simply, is it hard to quit drugs? Personally, I think there are two major roles being played in this question. One, it's who you are, and two, it's what substance you're using and trying to
Fucking
quit.
oath, man.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's hard to quit eating ice cream at midnight before going to bed. You know, so it's like it's all dependent of who you are and what you're taking.
That's it, man.
You know, I think experiences really help. The first 1,000 times I tried quitting weed lasted a week.
Just bum, bum.
Yeah. Or sometimes I might have had a lucky 6-month streak, you know? But because I had that one bad experience, it just like clicked. Didn't want to smoke weed anymore.
It was instant. Yeah.
For sure. Cigarettes, so hard. I don't know. The nicotine hit, man, sometimes I've done years off of it. My father actually is a really good example. Did like 13 years off of smoking cigarettes. You know, wasn't smoking for 13 years. Then one day he just had one cigarette, and then he was on a pack a day every day after that, you know. So it's all dependent on the person.
I think I've heard that story. It's because he drank.
Yeah, yes,
He had
it was.
alcohol.
Yeah. So I think another big playing role is like, you know, you can never really say you've quit until the day you die.
Fucking oath, man.
You can say that you've quit for the time being, you know, you're not using anymore, but you can't really say that you've quit until you're dead, because then you're like, yeah, he did quit, but it's like, or she, you know, it's just
Yeah.
it's just like there's always that chance, which you know if you're an addict or were an addict, you know, you just know like it's never easy to just cold turkey. You
I was
know,
gonna say that's like everyone with alcohol. It's like I haven't drunk in 8 years or something like that, but I still think about it. I still look at the bottle when I walk past it.
for sure.
I'm still like, I like the bun, but it's like, no, I won't. But
Yeah,
it's the thought behind it as well.
Yeah.
especially if you've only ever had positive experiences with the substance you're using.
And you have no reason to quit
yeah,
other than it's bad for your physical health.
Exactly.
I think with me, it's like I wouldn't have quit if it wasn't for that paranoia. Like,
Yeah.
look, I'm still back. I've come back onto it. So obviously something changed.
for sure. So yeah, I think that's pretty simple. It's just who you are, what you're using. Everything has a different chance of getting you more addicted.
For sure.
Yeah, so some things you'll probably need medical assistance with because
For sure.
Yeah.
Because going cold turkey, very bad for your health.
Yeah,
the amount
well,
of stress on your heart
even
and
A
body.
lot of the time. Don't use that as an excuse.
Yeah, no.
A
Yeah.
lot of the time.
Even like when you quit marijuana and stuff, a lot of the time they give you some sort of drug to replace it so that you're
an
not.
opioid or
yeah,
something.
or
Yeah,
you
so
so
that you're
something
not-
for you to pace yourself.
I
with.
notice all my friends who have quit smoking cigarettes still have nicotine in their vape.
Babe, fucking
Yeah.
oath, man. You're still smoking.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
I agree.
Yeah. Even though, like I said, I've said before, pick your poison.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't be pro health, you can't make the best decision in every possible
exactly.
scenario.
For sure.
It's not like that. Otherwise we wouldn't have mistakes, wouldn't have rules,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have forgiveness. If you could just fucking, you know what I mean? If it was that easy to make decisions
Yeah, of
and
course,
shit.
of course.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what you're saying, man.
Yeah.
Like, it just depends. That one's really circumstantial.
I also found too that you might even push on to something else as a new addiction. Like
Yeah.
For
that's
sure.
what happened to me. I just started smoking more
That's it.
cigarettes.
Yeah,
than-
well,
Yeah.
I really like Ty's talked about it before, the cough syrup. That was a huge phase in my life.
Oh yeah.
In our area.
Yeah.
Where Ty and I grew up.
Yeah.
It was a huge thing. And it was probably a year. Would you agree with that? A year's worth of solid use.
At least.
Yeah, recreational. Like I'm talking 3 to 4 times a week.
Yeah. hmm
No exaggeration,
No,
man.
not at all.
So that's 400 times in 1 year.
Yeah.
500 times in 1 year we took this fucking cough syrup shit. Anyway, I really liked the high. I didn't have a lot of negative experience around with it because a lot of the time I was indoors, you know, wasn't out. I wasn't in a situation where I could be putting myself in harm. I didn't smoke so much weed back then.
Yeah.
I liked like pills and snorting. Like I liked the party side of it. I liked that sort of thing. I haven't touched that shit in ages now, but I'm a full-fledged addict for marijuana. Like I can say I'm clean and I'm sober as much as I like, and I am to a point, but I'm still smoking a lot of the time.
Yeah.
For sure.
And like it's a much healthier addiction
Yeah.
than what I was doing before.
Yeah.
Like I know it's a bit fucking cheesy, but
Yeah, yeah.
360 has this line in one of his songs, the gym's a new addiction but a positive one.
Yeah.
Fucking oath, man.
Fucking oath.
Fucking oath, bro.
A
like,
lot of people
like Zach
changed
Ty
for
said,
that.
eating ice cream in bed, man. I'm addicted to playing with my septum piercing. It's
Yeah.
not any good for the hole. Like, but I
No,
still do it.
no,
I
it's
know
not.
it's not, you know, addictions are different
Sure.
for everyone, man.
For those who don't know, mix is simply the process of putting tobacco on your weed.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
And I
Spin, mix.
yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
When I wasn't smoking cigarettes, I was spinning my fucking weed like to the max,
Yeah.
man.
A lot of people I know, they go, I don't smoke cigarettes, but they mix their weed.
Weed like
No,
yeah.
so a
for
lot
sure.
of people I know when they're not full-time marijuana smokers. So when they think they're having come downs or withdrawals, it's not from the marijuana, it's from the nicotine
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
tobacco.
Yeah, because I mean, technically weed is only habit forming. It's technically non-addictive. I don't know how much I trust that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's very biased science.
Yeah,
man.
Yes.
I feel
I
like that
agree.
was some scientist who, you know, tried it once, went, no.
marijuana, man. 420
Yeah.
for the day. Like that's
Yeah, people say
That's
LSD is
bullshit.
not addictive.
Thank
I'm,
you.
I'm
that's-
fucking
that's-
addicted, man.
that's bullshit,
Yeah.
man.
The amount
Yeah.
of times I've heard, you know, like people going, oh, I had a good experience, and then you hear like people having it so much. I'm like, well, that's obviously you're doing it because you like it a lot, and you're doing it a lot because you like it.
Yeah, and it's
then
like trying to tell them, it's like, oh, if you do it every single weekend for an entire year, that's part of your addiction. Quit.
No, another example was LSD. People go, oh, LSD is not addictive. LSD is not addictive. And
I can vouch that that's not fucking true
and
at all.
they're tripping all the time. Their doses are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Guess what that's called, mate? You're addicted.
Yeah.
You're chasing something. And the whole, you can't overdose, but you can get stuck in psychosis.
Yeah.
That's horrifying.
That's worse.
I think OD, I think the term overdose, people just assume that means
dying.
death.
Yeah.
Overdose just means
fitting on the floor.
Overdose means exactly what it is. You're overdosing. You're taking too big of the doses.
Sorry, it's just like in Canada when they brought weed in, they didn't have any regulations on edibles, so all these people would come overdosed on weed because they've had
they're fucking dying,
feeling like they're gonna die because they've had too much weed.
And see, actually, that's another great example of the term overdosing not meaning dead.
Yeah.
You don't have to be dying or near death to be overdosing.
That whole, you can't overdose on marijuana. You can't overdose on marijuana.
No, you can't be killed by...
Yeah, you can't be killed by consuming marijuana in an ordinary fashion.
Unless you, like, inject THC oil or something.
Exactly.
That'll kill you.
You can inject too much water and die, motherfucker.
Exactly.
You can drink too much water and dilute your blood.
What you can do is eat too many fucking pot brownies and fall asleep with your plate of food at your friend's birthday party.
No, the worst.
That's what can happen.
The worst is when you eat too many edibles and you leave your fucking food and you eat edibles and then you're making more food because you've eaten too many sweet things and you fucking pass out. So whatever you've left on the stove, oven, doesn't matter. Charcoal, you're fucking dead.
I've done some tests and experiments and I've come to a conclusion that edibles don't work until you say that they don't do shit.
Fucking oath.
Yeah,
that is true.
If you feel like your edible's not hitting you, go, this edible's not hitting me.
It's like
don't eat another one. Think about it.
It's like, you know, the edible's about to walk out the door and you're like, this edible didn't do shit.
Comes
that
back and
fucker
kicks
turns around.
you.
The fuck what'd you say about me? I didn't do shit.
You said I'm not working? Well, I'll show you working.
Here, aliens are real, motherfucker.
Fucking slam him, man. Slam him. Fuck. Is it hard to quit drugs? Yes, it is.
Yes.
It can be, man.
Yeah, I'll just say yes.
It can be.
Yeah.
I've never tried quitting weed, so I'd say yeah.
The only reason I quit was because I was so paranoid. I tried to quit again and then I wasn't paranoid, so then I just couldn't quit.
And obviously there's an exception to every rule. Some people can give it up like that.
That's
you know?
Some people are just like, I don't like this. Throw it away. And then they're fine.
And they're like, this was fun.
Shit, you know?
The biggest reason I can't quit is because I like it.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's like the spectrum.
Man, I could give up if I wanted to, man.
But I don't need to, man.
I give up anytime I want.
I choose not to, man.
Facts.
Okay, this one's another fucking onion of a question, mate. My God.
Layers.
Yeah, this is layers. This is roasted layers. Can you take drugs often and still have a full functioning life?
Yeah, it depends what you're taking.
Cool, man.
It also depends on the person.
Yeah.
I
Same
like
thing.
tires. Anything in moderation's alright.
Except
crack. I really like that.
Yeah, I live by that, bro. Yeah.
Like I said last week, I got a bit serious with that whole crack. That shit triggers me, man.
Dude,
like
I feel you.
Yeah,
I feel that.
If there's
I agree
one
with
thing,
that.
like I said, as someone who has been high on that shit without even taking it, fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
But yeah, I think
Exactly.
who you are really takes a big toll on that question. For example, I explained this last week. My dad works in an industry, trade business, and one of the workers there, he's the best worker there, always on time, never had a single sick day off. It's because he's smoking crack every fucking day.
He's always awake.
So
he's always ready to go.
So I guess it all depends what situations you're in. So for I think he does like cleaning and like welding and stuff. Obviously he's buzzed out of his mind. He's so like just ready to get into everything, you know, and work harder. So it depends what you're doing, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not saying do crack if you're in trade. I'm just saying this crackhead is in trade and he's doing super good. But if he had to do something like cooking or something that you have to be very patient with, man, he wouldn't fucking last a second.
I was going to say, try throwing him into childcare.
Yeah, I tried not to relate crackheads and childcare in the same sentence.
Exactly. It just, they don't go together.
And also, I also mentioned this last week. I know these are very dramatic examples, but smoking weed is, dope is considered a performance enhancing drug for martial arts. So obviously, because it helps you work 10 times calmer, sort of thing, you know?
Relax.
Yeah. So yeah, all depends on the substance, who you are.
Yeah.
No, definitely, man. Second that.
Also, I feel like you need to know yourself. If you're actually doing stuff, and because a lot, you can have someone go, oh, I'm really productive and I smoke weed, but they just sit there the whole day and they just have this
that's it,
mental
man.
thing of going, yeah, no, I do stuff. But
That's it. It's
It's
knowing
just so
your
people
limit.
get off their back.
yeah,
That's it. I remember I was partying with my little brother one time. We were all hanging out at this, not a party, we were just at a friend's house. And he was drinking heavy all night. Like, he was really going at it. And everyone's like, you need to slow down, man. You need to slow down. Our friend's mum was like, you've had enough. You've had way too much. And he's like, I know my limits. All night, that's what he kept saying. I know my limits. I know my limits.
Always wrong when you can say that.
No. One drink too many. And he's like, all right, I gotta go to bed. He's like, yeah.
I'm done
This
now.
is sketchy. Yeah, I'm going to bed. Lays down in bed. We've all turned the lights off. Everyone, all I hear is, what the fuck? That's all I can hear from the room next
It's just
to
he's
me.
laying there calm and peaceful, and all of a sudden just
Projectile, yeah. And so, my little brother's thrown up everywhere. If he didn't have that one extra drink, I think he would have been
Dude,
okay.
had a great
I can
night.
so relate to that. Because even I was at a party the other month and I chucked down 14 beers, fine, like I normally do. As soon as I had one cruiser, man,
Yeah, you said
the
that.
sugar didn't sit in my stomach right, and I'm projectile.
fucked it.
Yeah, man. But that's that whole, I know my limits. Do you really,
Oh, no.
motherfucker?
Yeah.
Or
I
are
think-
you pushing
I
your
think
limit?
too. I was just thinking about just the worst experience. I think a lot of us forgot alcohol. I've had really bad experiences with alcohol the next
Fair
morning.
enough, man.
Probably the worst things
Fair.
that I've ever had is from alcohol.
So lucky
Sorry.
for me, most of the time when I get drunk, it's at my birthday party. and so usually at my birthday party, I get drunk, I yell at everyone, make a bit of a scene, throw up,
Had a good day.
go to bed. Yeah, the next morning I'll have a few cones, eat a burrito.
Can you function? It's
Can you take drugs?
and still function. Depends what drugs you're doing. Crack,
No, definitely.
I think too. it's
Exception to every rule.
Are,
But
are you doing stuff in between? Like, are you just
Yeah, I
like,
think
sitting?
Bella brought up a really good point. Actually evaluate what the fuck you're doing.
for sure.
Whenever I try to have a smoke, I try to then do something after that's
Yeah.
productive.
It's like,
Like-
I'd like to say that I'm living a productive life, but I go home, I sit down, I smoke cones, I make food, I drink coffee, I play
For sure.
games, and I go back to school the next day.
It's
That's
like-
about all I fucking do, which in reality is nothing. I do nothing with my time.
Yeah.
It's a waste
it's
of time.
It's like, are you smoking bongs every day or are you taking caps every week? Sort of thing, it's all different examples.
That's it, man.
Yeah, getting up, doing the
Drugs,
shit you need to do.
Drugs affect people differently.
Yeah.
If you can't take drugs during the day and function, don't fucking do it.
Yeah, if you
sure.
become non-compass mentis
Yeah.
afterwards, maybe you should think to yourself, hey, I should do this when I have free time, not before I'm doing shit.
Yeah, that's
sure.
it, man. That's it.
I think that wraps that question up.
Pretty well, yeah. It's different, man, for everyone. It
Yeah.
just depends on the drug,
Yep.
on yourself, what
Yep.
what you call high functioning life.
For sure.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Depends what it might be.
how do you dictate function?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
I think I got a question. And that's like, why is everyone here today? Why has everyone wanted to be a part of this little podcast we're doing here?
People are uneducated.
So you're trying to educate
Someone.
just people in general?
Just on a general basis of something or anything.
Sweet.
If they can take away just like a brief bit of knowledge on something that they weren't aware of before, it's like, hey, I got through to someone.
For sure.
If they get angry about what I've said, hey, I made an impression.
Good shit, man. Good shit. Well, I needed a friend when I was fucked up, when
For sure.
I was on drugs.
sure.
I needed someone my age or a little bit older to be able to pull my fucking head in a little bit.
Yeah.
Give you a little bit of a guiding light
Yeah,
through the
I
darkness.
needed someone that I can laugh with, love with, and be taught by. That's
For
really
sure.
important. I didn't have nurturing or guidance. And those two things need to go hand in hand. And that's what I'm trying to provide for anyone looking for it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I totally agree with that. I'm here for two things. One, obviously, breaking stigma. I think that's
big part of it, man.
being a big part of this whole podcast.
Fucking know. Since before the podcast.
Yeah, and just trying to, same thing as Rachel, just trying to, educate anyone and everyone, like, about the reality of teen drug use.
Yeah, man. It's real.
Yeah. Do you guys believe that you've accomplished exactly what you've set out for?
I honestly didn't know what I was coming into from the podcast. I just kind of, I'll be honest, I just kind of joined to help you out.
Yeah, so
You just jumped in that boat and we went.
All right, Bella's not going to be as brutally honest. She's a good fucking friend and I needed someone at the table. So Bella came.
For sure, for sure.
But with that, I think it's been really beneficial and helping people and also being able to talk about things that people don't often talk about.
I totally agree. Yeah.
The stigma behind it, just trying to also show that there's all different types of people,
Yeah,
out there,
man, for sure. Good on you.
And the other great thing is the confidence boost.
Yeah.
It does give a lot of confidence. It's like, hey, I'm not actually talking. It's like, I'm talking to you guys, but it's like there is that larger audience out there, and it's not like, oh shit, stage fright. I'm fucking terrified of staring at people.
Yeah. Just know that any thought you have in your head, there are 8 billion. Is that the fucking number?
Yes, it's just
there is just
under
8 billion people on this earth. I fucking guarantee there is someone who thinks and feels the way you do.
I totally agree.
It may not be the same.
They might not be contactable or reachable. I might not have proof for that statement, but I know it's true. You know what I mean? You're not alone.
I guess because we're pretty close to closing time, guys. What's your biggest thing that you
Some
can
advice,
leave?
hey? What's your final
here?
fucking tip to sum up this season? What would your biggest tip be you can give?
Don't criticize yourself.
Yeah.
Good on you, man. Sweet.
Spark a conversation, man. It can really make all the difference just trying to communicate. I'm not trying to say like lecture people, criticize people, just have a conversation. And obviously that doesn't mean talking either. That can also just mean listening, Mark Twain, awesome author, wrote something like the first step to fixing any problem is acknowledgement. So just have a conversation, spark a conversation. It can really make a huge difference.
Good shit, man. Good shit.
Being able to know that you can reach out to people and there are different ways you can reach out. And
that's it, man.
Knowing that you're not alone.
Awesome.
And you can't reach out for help wrong.
Yeah,
there's no wrong way of doing that.
I think my biggest thing, I say it all the time, anything other than love's a cry for help.
Yeah, for sure.
Make sure you know the signs. Make sure you know when your friends need help, when you need to intervene. And I think just be there. Like Ty said, spark the make it happen.
Yeah.
Even if you just have to listen. That shit's really important. It can save someone's life. You could be the thing that saves someone's life.
For sure.
Man.
And I mean, we've all seen the Are You Okay posters. It only takes a second.
Every fucking day is Are You Okay day.
It only takes a second to ask someone, Are you okay?
Man.
How are you doing?
For sure.
Yeah.
Guys, we've had an awesome ride. We've had a really great journey getting to exactly where we are today. Shout out to Sassy, shout out to LDAT, shout out to Rory from Podbooth.
Rory, our editor. Woo, 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 woo. Raise the roof.
Shout out to us.
Yeah, man. Puff and pass. We'll be back.
This was our.
That's it, man.
This
season 1.
This was season 1. Puff and pass. Yours truly, Skeptic,
Red,
Rachel.
Bella.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for joining.
Guys.
How the fuck do we wrap this up?
Ew! Aye!
Puff and pass! Inhale, exhale. Just got an ounce in the mail.
Nya!
You know I can't grab your ghost chip, man.
Puff and pass!
You guys were awesome. It's a privilege to hear you, so thank you, man.